Good morning to you, Guy Watson here, Bognor Regis Bonsai. Today is Wednesday the 10th of August and I thought today we'd have a little tidy up of this tree, which I haven't actually shown before, so this is a new one for you lot. It's a Juniper Old Gold that I actually obtained at one of my bonsai club auctions before lockdown actually, so that was about 3 years ago. I repotted it up. That was an auction towards the end of the year. I potted it up the following spring, so it must be about 2 years ago now. And it was originally, when I bought it, it was designed as a windswept. So this was vertical. All these leaves were in a horizontal plane coming out here. It was suggested at the time by our chairman, who was actually describing the trees at the auction, that it could be transferred into an upright, informal upright, which is what I tried to do, and I think it's come out quite well, the positioning of it. Quite a pleasing tree. But today I need to try and keep the pads, define them with a bit of a pinching all around. So that's today's job. Right, let's get into it. Okay then, to start this process, looking down at this branch first, I think this all needs to be wired out a bit in order to actually form the basis of a pad. So I've got some 1.5mm wire. So let's have a think. If I wire the centre trunk with this branch, should be enough. And then once I've done this one, I can then wire this other branch together with the centre one. Right. Please don't take my wiring as how you do it. It is practical rather than picturesque, shall we say. But having watched Bonsai David and his YouTube channel, he's the president of the Melbourne Bonsai Society in Australia, I don't think I've ever seen him do a juniper without wiring it fully out. Right, there's that bit of wiring. And he does make some lovely junipers. And one nice thing about junipers is the smell. Beautiful smell coming up from this one. That's the wrong way around. It'll come under. Oh, totally wrong this. Right, now let's see, we wanted to twist this one around, pull them together, and hopefully that can start making a pad there. That one I think could be wired down a bit more, bit of wire for that. Oh, wrong one. Oh, and the wire's just broken. This is a right mess of wiring. Please don't try and copy this. Okay, we don't need to go that far back. We can anchor it here. I wanted to get this done today rather than early on today, before the sun comes up to its zenith, because it's getting rather hot up there again. That should pull it down a bit. Good. Right, there's that pad starting to be formed. And now we can do the pinching. Try and tidy it up. Don't want to do too much, because it obviously has only been really growing in this style for a couple of years. I will put a wire on that one here. This wiring leaves a lot to be desired. Sorry. Right. Right, let's get back to this pad. I just want to get rid of the upward growth on it. And any obvious downward growth. And I think we're going to let that one grow and see how that pad will form. A nice thick pad there. Right. Please don't look too hard at that wiring, but it has worked just to make that big pad. Right, okay. Quick break and then get on with the rest. Okay then. Now I have actually applied one piece of wire on this branch here to avoid people laughing at my wiring technique, to be honest, because this is just a rumbungus over there. But I've applied one piece of 2mm wire here. Maybe I should pull these two in a bit as well. Right, here we go. Must admit, the wiring is something that I need a bit more time to improve the technique. Those two haven't gone on too badly though. Why I've got a gin sticking out there, I've no idea. Never mind. Strange. Right, so there's this pad here. Underneath, yes, there is some downward growth. And that pad, I think we'll just leave to try and thicken up. Okay, on to this next one here. This is also going to need to be wired down. Let me get some wire and we'll have a go at that. Okay, I have just wired this next area of foliage here. Excuse me. So let's see about trying to form this into a pad. That needs more support there. I'm going to get a slightly thicker wire. Okay, excuse me. I've wired up this branch. So let's see if I can form a pad out of it. Right. The only thing that concerns me is a bit on the same level as this pad. Never mind, I can bring this one here down to form a pad in here, hopefully. That bit there is hanging right down. Right up. Over here. In fact, that one there I'm going to take right off. Pinch these back just to try and get them into the plane of the pad. Just cut that top bit off. Okay. I think for now I can wait as another pad there. Let that form up over the rest of the year. Right, let's look at doing some more wiring. Well, hello guys. Well, for the last hour I have actually just been doing a bit of work on this off camera. And I've done a few of the pads down here. So I made such a nose up of this wiring on the first place, so I better try and get a bit of practice in on my own. Never mind. Right, so what I have done, I've done the side, round to the back, to the left, back round to the front. I've certainly got some form of pads coming in. What I've got left to do now is to wire up some of this apex and then position some of those pads. So I'll get on with that and get back to you afterwards. Actually, one thing I will share with you before I go on to working away at the apex, I've noticed this branch here, I don't think any form of wiring is really going to pull that round. I don't really want it over there. I think that branch has got to go. So I just thought I'd bring you back in for a cut. There we go, that one's gone. Right, let's get on with the wiring. Okay guys, welcome back. Just make sure I'm recording. Ooh. Yeah, that's good. Right, so I'll put a bit more wire on. Now I think, excuse me. Okay. Oh, I can't remember quite where I was while I was rudely interrupted by a phone call. Never mind. I've done the wiring down here, bit of wiring I've done up here, and these other twigs and branches I think I can deal with just by a bit of trimming and plucking. So that's what we're going to look at now. Let's start over here. Take the ends of these off. These are all coming down, so I think we'll chop these off. That'll open up a bit of space. That one's right in the crutch, these branches. That one's going down. This one's too near the rest of the foliage trunk. I suppose it's almost like cleaning up a trunk, just scaling it down to cleaning up branches. Right. Don't need that one in there. Back here we got one going right back into the tree. Chop that off. This one's running too far out and I don't think we actually need that one at all. Right, there we go. Should really look at cleaning it up first. In fact, you know, I've got a feeling this whole branch here, it looks a bit brown, but I don't think we need that one. Yeah, I don't think that harms the tree at all. In fact, I think it improves it, giving it more space. While I'm doing that, This branch is coming right across and interfering, so we'll cut that off now. Branch there that's going straight up in the middle. And I will leave this branch here just in case it starts to form a bigger one, and we can make that the apex later on. And that's those two branches done. Need to clean up a bit in here. Now while I'm doing this, I don't know why it suddenly thought, but I think this tree, as I say, I bought it at the Chichestone District Bonsai Society's auction 3 years ago, in a September auction, and I think I got it at a very reasonable price. It was in that windswept style, so it didn't appeal to a lot of people. But I'll let you know shortly how much you think I might have paid for it. I believe me, I'll tell you in a minute, have a guess, but I think it was a bargain. In fact, club auctions I really enjoy, because it puts money into the club, because a percentage goes to the club as well. People who put things in lose a bit out of the sale, but it's 10% goes to the club funds, and there is also some money for the people putting it in from the sale. So everybody wins at a club auction, and the person who buys normally gets a nice looking tree, or a tree that like this with a lot of potential. Any thoughts on the price of the tree I paid for it? £12, or was it 15? But anyway, what's that? Less than 20 Canadian dollars, or round about 20. And I thought that was quite a bargain for this tree. What do you lot think? But I was very, very pleased with it. And it was actually in excuse me, in a clay pot, which is quite an acceptable oval light brown pot. But when I transferred it from the windswept to this style, it had to be something deeper to counteract the roots which raised up on this side, obviously. But it needed a deeper pot, so it's in a plastic training pot at the moment. Well, in the UK at the moment, and it's going to get even hotter tomorrow, we're coming in the middle of a nasty old heat wave. So, having to come out quite regularly and give the trees a spray down. But it's good exercise for me with my hip, and an excuse to look at the trees. This one here is going. Looks like it's going down, so I'll have that one out. There's some down mist here. Right, let's get over to here. Apart from my wiring fiasco at the beginning, it's all gone fairly smoothly. Ooh, I don't like the look of those two coming right over. Okay. I don't like that up there. Right, there we go. How does that look like from your side? Let me come and have a look. Okay, looking at it from your side, I think you can see it looks heavy here, and also I've got a triangular shape on that side but not here, so this needs to come back. So we can get in here and cut this back. Pinch the top pinch here. I'll leave that one just for now because it's filling in a bit of space. Actually, what I'm tempted to do yes, I think I'll put a piece of wire and drop this down a bit. I'm better at wiring with a thicker wire. I think I need to watch some tutorials on thinner wiring. So I'm afraid I'm all fingers and thumbs. Right, let's see what difference that can make with that. They ought to come together, I think. Excuse me. Let's anchor this over here. Go on up this branch. Come up on this one. Right, let's have a look from your side again. Get rid of this downward growth. Oh, hang on. We won't get rid of all that. Right, so look, always seeing more. Oh. I'll be glad when I get rid of this crutch. Now then, that's not looking too bad. There is, yes, you could see it coming down now as a triangle. Right, let me give it a bit of a clean up and we'll go for a 360. I think that'll be it. Right, well, after sitting out here in this sun trap for nigh on 3 hours, I know it wasn't 3 hours on the video, but bit of cut paste on that branch I chopped off. And let's give you a 360. There, I believe, is the front. Coming round to that side, to the back, round to what will be the right hand side. And back to the front. Now what I have noticed is that it is leaning towards that side, so when I come to repot it, possibly year after next, I think I will plant it up more at that sort of angle. And at that sort of angle, I still don't think it will harm the front view. Obviously I can't see that properly until the cameras, till I look at the video itself, but these will have to come up for that, looking at that. There, like that. I'll look forward to seeing that shot because I haven't actually seen that yet. Okay then. Thank you very much indeed for watching. The Juniper Old Gold, pruned and plucked up for the summer, and a tree that I think is now quite acceptable, but actually I love it, for 12 or 15 pounds, around about 20 Canadian dollars. I think it was a bargain. Thank you very much.